Thank you so much, Katie, for joining us here at Glassdoor. We're excited to have you today.
Absolutely.
So when you think about diversity and recruiting at GoDaddy, what were some of those first steps that you took to initiate diverse hiring practices?
I think for us it really was about making sure that we had the environment that was great for our folks that we were bringing in, regardless of where they were from or their background. We wanted to make sure that we had an inclusive environment where people could do the best work of their lives. So that's what it was about. We wanted to set that up so that when we did go out and start recruiting, we had that candidate value proposition and that employee value proposition that matched. So it wasn't, you're talking to a recruiter and get one story and then you start the job and it's completely different. We wanted to make sure it was really merged and that it was a true good story that we were able to tell to candidates.
Okay, now I'm going to take you back.
Sure.
5 years.
Sure.
When GoDaddy was really known for some pretty racy ads, and there was definitely a bro culture about the internal company. How did you start to pivot towards a more inclusive workplace, especially for women? What made you want to take that pivot and make that change?
So when Blake Irving came in as CEO 5 years ago, he basically put a stop to those commercials and said, this is not what we're doing anymore. And for him, it's not just again, the right thing to do. It's also a personal mission that he has because of his sister, who was very dedicated to gender equality, and he wanted to continue that work because she passed away, and he kind of does this work in her honor. And so it's not just a nice to have or, oh, hey, I'm the CEO, so I should be doing this. It truly is a personal mission for him to have that gender equality at work and to make sure that we're focused on the diverse team and making sure everyone feels like they can contribute in the same way and that they have the opportunities to move in their career and to move up the ladder.
So in addition to changing the marketing strategy externally, can you name a few ways that GoDaddy has changed for the better since making diversity a priority?
Absolutely. So we focused on the performance review process and the promotion process because we really felt like those were the places that we got a lot of feedback from both our women and our underrepresented minorities that they didn't feel like it was a fair and consistent process. So we did a lot to really block bias within those processes, and it's been great because we've really gotten great feedback, but we've also seen great results in regards to how we run calibration and performance review sessions, and also in the promotion process, the amount of women being promoted versus in years past has increased. And that's not, hey, we're gonna give the women a leg up or they're now getting some sort of special treatment. No, we're just making it a fair and consistent process for everyone, so everyone has the same ability to promote and to move their career up.
What advice would you give to employers that are out there wondering how to kickstart a diversity and inclusion program, wondering how they can rewire their hiring process? What's that nugget of truth that you would offer them as on their way?
I think there's a million things that I could say. The piece that I really like to share with people is don't boil the ocean. There are so many things that you could do and it seems so overwhelming walking into diversity and inclusion. Starting small and starting with little things that will matter in the long run. So, calling out micro inequities, calling out things like, performance review, bias issues. Even those seem, very small and very incremental, those small changes will lead to huge wins at the end of the day because you're making positive changes in the right direction. If you try to do all of it at once, it won't work.
That's interesting because you're talking about starting internally as opposed to externally. A lot of people think, okay, if we need more diverse candidates, it's just a pipeline problem, we've got to go here and there. But you're suggesting that you start internally.
Absolutely, and the reason why is because I really think that you need to have a culture that matches that candidate value proposition that you're talking about. And if you don't have that, then people won't stay. And so making sure that you kind of have your house in order before you invite people over for dinner is the way that, the way we look at it. So, or inviting them over while you're building it and helping that they can help you as well. So, it's definitely a situation where you want to make sure things are set up the right way so that when you do bring people in, it's not the token, gay man that's working for you or the token whatever, fill in the blank. You want to make sure that it's an experience of you're you and you're who you are, and we value who you are as a human, not as whatever box you check. making sure that it really is a situation where we value the individual and value what they can bring to the table from a performance perspective, from an innovation perspective.